This is SpiderControl I4.0 Integration Suite with part 7. We will calculate a periodic consumption statistic and store this to a CSV file. In this example, we will have an energy counter or some kind of counter, and we will program a logic with our Spider PLC that will calculate the daily consumption, and these daily consumptions will be stored to a CSV file for each month separately. So let's have a look at the example.
So let's design a functionality which creates a periodic consumption statistic, and that's how we will call the next sheet: periodic consumption statistic. Let's open this. So first of all, we need to generate a trigger signal which comes periodically, every minute, every hour, every day, something like that. To do so, we will refer to counter and we will enter this clock logic. We will need to copy the value that comes out of this object to a local variable. So we will call this seconds. So I will generate a logic which will generate a consumption statistic for every second, and will generate a file for each minute. In reality, you would rather need something which is much slower, but we don't want to wait that long to see it happen. So that's why I will just refer to seconds. Okay, and put that here again. Connect this. We will have to compare these two values. So seconds. Okay. Connect this. Then we take this and compare it. So this will be the old value compared with the new value. We need a binary logic to invert this. And we need something more, which I will explain next. So connect this, and this will be our trigger signal. Trigger. Okay, we need something else. To delay this function. The idea is when you restart the server, you don't want to have an entry into your file every time you do that. This is why we will delay this logic for, let's say, 5 seconds. So lag time will be 5 seconds. The constant will be signal which starts again every time that we restart. Okay, so this logic will generate a trigger every second. The next thing we want to do is to create a logic which calculates the difference between the value we had a second ago and the new value. To achieve this, we will have to calculate, to subtract a value. So as the consumption value, we would take this value from the PLC, which is called PLC 1 main not my real one. So we see this is a counter which increments slowly, and so this will generate a difference every second. We will have to store the old value to a persistent variable. To do this, we will use this out variable with trigger. We will reuse our trigger signal which we generated right here, and we will store the PLC value, and there is a possibility to generate persistent variables, and they are called isels, and then comes the prefix SCFS. This means they are stored on the file system, and then we can get any name that we want. I will call it energy counter. So this is where our last value will be stored to, and we will need this old value here again to calculate the difference. Next is we want to store this to a CSV file. To do so, we will take this CSV logger. The first value that we want to store to this CSV line will be the information of the current second, and the second value will be the result of this subtraction. We have this trigger which is also used for this object right here to write each second the difference. Then we will need just a constant object to select the append mode. Okay. And then we'll have to generate a file name. The file name where we want to store to will be concatenated. We will first take the current minutes, and we need constant which we say, okay, this will be min.csv. So we will generate every minute a file which is called the number of the minute min.csv. This is what this thing will do. We'll add that here. So now we're set. Let's try build, save, and run the debugger. Okay, we see it's counting, it's generating triggers, it's writing to a file 40min.csv, it's calculating differences, and we should now be able to see this file. The file is called 40min.csv. 41min.csv has just started to being written, and we can see how these differences are written to the file.